We all know NASCAR 21 Ignition's launch was horrible. Broken promises, features that should have been there from the start, and a lot of bugs that made the game unplayable. I did make a review video on it, but it did a big mistake and rated the game a 7 out of 10, when right now Steam's review seems a lot more acceptable, so my apologies. We have been disappointed with the most recent NASCAR games. NASCAR Heat Evolution was similar to NASCAR 21 Ignition in terms of hate, with people even saying that the game is better than Ignition. NASCAR Heat 2 improved from Heat Evolution, Heat 3 improved from Heat 2, Heat 4 improved from Heat 3, and Heat 5 was just a copy and paste of Heat 4. When they announced NASCAR 21 Ignition, everyone was excited at first, including me. Then we found out that the game didn't have car setups, stages, custom championships, you name it. Like most other people with a decent computer, or laptop in my case, we downloaded NASCAR Racing 2003 season, or NR 2003 for short. Right now I can't make a video about it because my laptop can't handle NR 2003 and a recording program at the same time, but search it up on YouTube. I promise you it's the best NASCAR game or simulation you can ever try. Not in Motorsport Games' defense, but they had to make a game from scratch, and because of NASCAR's license contract, release one every year. That's why they released it so late last year on October. They have been pulling patches that have been improving the game, with the most recent one just a few days ago, bringing a next-gen free upgrade to the next-gen consoles, which improves graphic quality and load times, but sadly no 60 frames per second yet. Please correct me if I'm wrong in any of the following things, but I realized that with this new patch, the AI race a little bit more smarter than they did before. If you hit them, they wobble, and you can now move them out of the way, unlike previous versions in which their cars were made out of titanium. You can now play better with steering assist off. The car is somewhat controllable, but very unstable and handles a bit more realistic. On 1.5 mile tracks, the AI spread out more, not creating huge packs like it was a super speedway race. The car also handles a bit better than before, and the lighting in night races have been improved a lot. Also, contact with the wall feels a lot more solid. Before, it felt like your car was floaty when it hit. You can now use lap data on your datapad when you're in the garage, to check out your lap times and which ones are your fastest. Stages now work on career, and overall I'm having more fun with the game than I've been having before. Motorsport Games knows what they've done, and they are trying to improve, releasing a product roadmap for this year. No new game is getting released, but we will have the 2022 season expansion this September, adding the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series drivers, tracks, and the next-gen cars. Talking about the next-gen, in the next-gen testing session, the car has been improved this patch, with the 5 gears running more realistic than they were. This time they run a little bit longer, and the car sounds a lot different than the Gen 6 car. They are releasing a new game for the Nintendo Switch this year, with some leaked footage showing that it's NASCAR Heat 5, but with the next-gen cars. Now, should you give Motorsport Games and NASCAR 21 Ignition a second chance? I know that what they've done has been unacceptable. We've all been disappointed. I have been disappointed because when they are trying to release a game, we expect a game that is complete and has full experience of what the NASCAR Cup Series is. We should have fun, and again, the game should be complete. But with what I've mentioned before, Motorsport Games, I'd say they're not really new, but they switched from an engine and they were trying to make the game rush to release one every year. That's why this came out. Again, I know it's unacceptable, I know it's disappointing, not in their defense, but I do say give them some time and we will have a complete product. I'd also say that people are overreacting on this a lot. Every tweet the official Ignition Twitter account posts, you have dozens of people hating on the company. In my opinion, I think Motorsport Games are trying to learn from their mistake, and they are trying to give us better content for the future. And for this, I'll say yes. You should give them a second chance. For people who say that they didn't think deep enough, if you listen closely to the spotter once a caution comes out, you can sometimes hear him saying some of the following lines. Pace car is coming out of turn 1, don't pass under yellow, pit road is closed, pace car is out on track, etc. Also, when the game bugs out, the pace car comes out on track and causes big crashes with the AI. Unlike NR 2003, which the pace car is, you can pass through the pace car. In this game, the pace car is solid, and because the game is not correctly coded for it to work under an actual pace car, it causes big crashes with the AI and they all wreck. So it becomes a mess. I haven't experienced that yet, but I do know that I've seen the pace car coming out of pit road once a caution comes out. Along with this, there is also a message up top saying caution, stay behind X car, whether that's whichever number, stay behind the 5 car, stay behind the 11 car, whichever car is going to tell you caution, stay behind that car. Also, if you look closely in the practice pre-show of any race, you can see your crew chief holding the datapad and having a setup screen on it. Along with that, the roadmap says that there will be HUD changes once the next gen expansion pass comes out in September. My speculation being a rear view mirror, full car setups, fuel and tire wear percentage gauges, and some other stuff. Why would Motorsport Games not delete this in the patches they've released? I feel like they are trying to let us know that their ambition was to create a full NASCAR game that could closely resemble real life. With the lines the spotter says under caution, I feel like they were trying to achieve what NR 2003 did, make you control the car completely under caution, on the pit lane, and also on the start and restarts. With this, there is also accessible garage areas, and if you closely look on the pre-race show and see who's next to you on the garage area, once you enter your garage, you get stuck and can't move unless you restart the practice, because once you enter your garage, there is no return to garage option on the pause menu. You can see here that I am next to Denny Hamlin on the left and Chris Buescher on the right, so we're gonna come out and enter our garage stall. Once I enter, you can see that I get stuck and there is no return to garage option on the pause menu. With all this said, I think Motorsport Games can make a great NASCAR game in 2023 and improve NASCAR 21 Ignition with the big update we're getting on September. Also to note, I play on an Xbox Series S and the patch increased the game's file size from 9.5 gigabytes to 15.7 gigabytes. I hope this video helped you out. Let's see if Motorsport Games stand for their word and NASCAR video games have a bright future ahead of them. If you enjoyed this video, let me know with a like and subscribe with notifications on. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a fantastic day.